Good morning, my dear students. Hope all are fine. Let's start our IP class. In previous classes, we studied chapter 1 of NCERT textbook. And in today onwards, we are planning to study chapter 3 of NCERT textbook. The heading of the chapter is Brief Overview of Python. So, according to our syllabus, next portion is this third chapter. So let's start with the introduction. You all know we are communicating to the computer by using some programming languages. Some programs are needed to communicate with the computer, application programs. So we can create our own programs or our own applications like mobile application, internet application, website, etc. We can create. For this purpose, programming languages are used. To create programs for specified purpose, programming languages are used. We all know that in computers, data are stored in the form of zeros and one, which is known as binary digits or binary numbers. This storage of instructions is known as machine language. In computer, data are stored in the form of machine language. If we have to communicate with the computer through a program, we will use high-level language. High-level language such as C, C++, Python, Java, according to our wish. But the problem is we are using high-level language which is known as source code, and computers are using low-level language which is known as machine code or object code. So it cannot communicate directly. For this purpose, translators are used. For each programming language, there will be some translators. For Java, some translators. For Python, some translators are used. So programs in high-level language is converted to low-level language by using translator, language translator, which is a software. There are three common examples for these translators. They are compiler, interpreter, and assembler. In compiler, our programming language or high-level language is converted into machine language. In this case, the whole program is taken. Whole program means the entire program is taken and it is converted to low-level language in compilation. And there is another method, interpretation is there, in which interpreters are used. In this case, line by line execution takes place. That means first line is converted to machine code. If there is an error, it is displayed. And then second line is converted. So it also used to convert high level language to low level language. Our Python is an interpreted language. So it can use interpreter, Python interpreter. When we are typing one statement, its arrays are displayed. And next is assembler. In assembler, assembly language is converted to low level language. Assembly language means some mnemonic codes are used like add, sub, etc. Some mnemonic codes are used in assembly language. In this, low level machine language and assembly language are machine dependent. That means if I have done a program for my computer, it may or may not work in your computer. No guarantee. So these are the languages used in computer programs. Next, we can explain about Python language. You all heard the Python language, right? You all heard the name. Now it's very popular. All companies are searching people who knows Python very well. So today most demanding programming language is this Python programming language. In previous years we used Java. Now also we are using Java, PHP, C, C++, etc. But now huge demand for Python developers. So it's a very popular language and it's a new generation language also because it's generated in 1991 by Guido van Rossum. It uses many variety of fields like software development, web development, mobile programming development, scientific computing, big data analysis, artificial intelligence, and so on. So in this book, there are many versions of Python, Python 3.0, 3.5. Here in this book, programs in Python 3.7.0, it's a version number. In Java, we are specifying JDK 1.6 like that. Python's version. Here in this book, they are coding based on Python 3.7. That's all. Then we can work with Python. We can download Python. It's freely available in official website of Python, www.python.org. You all download this Python in your computer and start solving Python program. It's very easy. You can do Python program very easily. So if we are planning to do programming in Python, first we have to install our Python to run our program. So for this purpose, Python interpreter is needed. Already we specified what's an interpreter. It is used to convert high-level language to low-level language. In this, line-by-line execution takes place. So we can install Python interpreter, which is available in online. The interpreter is also known as Python shell. Shell means like our command prompt. We can execute the Python program. Python shell. So here there is a sample screen of Python. This is the sample screen. This all our Python 3.7 version is installed, and we can give code according to either we can type code here in this shell itself. It is known as script mode. Otherwise, we can do in Notepad and we can save that program by using .py extension. That means if I am typing some programs in Notepad and I can save it as grade 12 IP, then .py is needed. Like in Word, we are using .doc. In PDF, we are using .pdf. Like that, Python extension is .py. In C, we are using .c, C++, .cpp, in Java, .java. Like that, file name followed by operator followed by py. So this is a sample screen of Python prompt. Here we can write our programs here. I will tell how to write the program. Don't worry, I will explain. This is just the starting class. We have to get an idea about Python. So we can run in Python in two modes. Already I specified here that there are two methods to run Python program, either in interactive mode or in script mode. Interactive mode or script mode. In interactive mode, we can run or we can write Python program here. After this greater than sign, actually it's not greater than sign, it's used to give instruction. So after this sign, there will be some space. We can type program directly here. And at the same time, if you are typing a equal to 10 and print a, then at the same time we will get the output, because this is interpreted mode. Line by line execution takes place. Don't forget it. Python is interpreted language, but C and C++ are not interpreted language. So in interactive mode, we can type Python statement after this symbol directly. Then we code. After coding, when we entered the enter key, then automatic the output is produced and result is displayed. So either we can give directly the values like 1, 2, 3, etc., or we can use variable name, which we will study in detail. Variable name means for directly entering 1 plus 2, we can store 1 in A, 2 in B, such a way is variable. We can discuss later. So either we can enter in interactive mode, we can enter in this shell itself. This is known as Python shell. Inside this Python shell itself, you can enter the code. For example, suppose you want to add 1 plus 2. Then after this sign, you can give 1 plus 2. Then when we press the enter key, what will be the result? 3 will be the result. So when we are entering the code, at the same time, the result will be displayed. Hello plus world will give hello world. It's a string operation. We will explain soon. String means when we are adding two strings, the two strings are combined, which is known as concatenation, which we will study in next chapters. So this is the interactive mode 1 plus 2 3, we are giving directly values to the shell, and after enter the result is displayed. It is convenient for testing when we are entering in interactive mode. But the difficulty is that suppose we need a program for long-term use when we are studying some programs. It is saved in our computer like that. So when we need that type of application or we are doing some projects, we have to save that project. So in that case, it is difficult to save program in our computer. So if we do like this interactive mode, then after when we close this icon, these programs will lose. We cannot access these programs again. So it's a drawback. We have to save our program because we are supplying our programs to many users. So we have to process same program can be supplied to many users. So we have to save our program. For this purpose, script mode is involved. Script mode means in the script mode we can create Python program in a file using Notepad for such file, and we will give .py extension. We already mentioned .py extension we are giving, and then we can save that program in our computer like in D drive, C drive, like our wish. Then we can save and we can use, if suppose we return the code and we can close the computer, and after 2 days we can open the program. But in interactive mode it is not possible. When we are writing the code, at the same time it have to be executed. So by using this save option, we can run the Python program. How we can run? We can Python idle, built-in editor called idle, which can be used to create program. After opening this idle, we can click file, new file to create it, then write. So we can save our program using a.py or b. Here prog.1.py is used. And we saved, suppose we saved in the computer. And then we can execute the program by using open our Python shell. Like in figure 3.3. And then we can execute our file just by giving the Python. If we are opening this Python shell, then there are many run options are there. In this run module, when we click run module F5, then program is executed. So we are using idle. Otherwise, we can use command prompt also. In command prompt, we have to set the path of our Python program, not Python program, where we installed Python, like C program files, like that. We have to set the path, and after that we have to give the name of the program. Like that we can do in command prompt, but it's easy when we are using this idle. Ideally, when we are opening this idle, then what happened? There is an option, run options are there. By using this, we can run the program. So by using script mode, we can save the program. Here prog1.py is the program. Then output appears like this. In new window, an output appeared. If there is an error, it will be displayed here. Otherwise, the program saver preserve future, like that message is displayed. So like this we can execute our Python program. So what we studied in today, we studied about Python programming. It is an interpreter language, easy to study, very popular language, invented in 1991. We can execute Python program by installing Python software. Then we can execute in the two modes. They are interactive mode and script mode. In interactive mode, we are giving directly values to the prompt, and in script mode, we are using an idle. And first we have to write the program and save in a file. By using run option, we can run the program, and in Python, it is easy to do programming. So that's all for today's class. Let's continue with our Python programs in next classes. All of you try to install Python in your computer. Thank you. Have a nice day.